Okay, for people who don't know what you do with the Eagles, give me your job description.
Well, the title is Offensive Quality Control Coach.
Okay.
So basically, it's you're really the right-hand man to the offensive coordinator, Coach Morningweg, and then breaking down game tapes. I do all during the season. I'll break down all the film of our opponents.
Okay.
And then during the actual practices, help run the scout team for our defense. So
Gotcha.
I'll have our offense out there running the scout offense.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different roles to it, but that's
Sure.
the gist of it.
How did that go down? And I know you would help there. You were doing like intern stuff there, and then all of a sudden I'm reading the small print agate one day, and it says Eagles hire Matt Nagy, and I'm like, what? So how did this happen so fast? How did it go?
I interned in 07 and 08.
Yeah.
I was an intern just over the training camp in summer.
Right.
Just kind of first time experience. That happened with my wide receiver in college, Brett Veach.
Oh, sure.
Who played at Mount Carmel.
Sure.
He was Coach Reed's assistant to the head coach at the time. So he called me and said, hey, listen, why don't you come, we get you a spot as an intern. So I did it. And then my second year, I was working here in Lancaster, and I did it for another 3 weeks. And then the third year, when time was coming up again, Coach Reed called and offered me the full-time position as a coach's assistant.
Okay.
So that was last year. And then this year I got promoted to offensive quality control.
And you were also on the roster for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Until you broke some kind of rule or something. I'm not sure what that was.
Crazy.
But you were an
nice
Eagle
cup of coffee.
for a couple minutes.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a full-time gig. You're full-time NFL Eagles in the office.
It was last year, and then this year it is as well.
What does that mean to you? I mean, you've done everything in football, and now you're a coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Wow. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's quite honestly, it wasn't really something that I always, as far as the NFL and even college for that matter, I really wasn't sure if that was going to be the way I went.
Okay.
But things happen, and when you have a guy as a Hall of Fame coach and Coach Reed, or future Hall of Fame coach and Coach Reed, that gives you a call and offers you a position, and what kind of person he is from working previously with him. I couldn't resist it. So now it's changed everything with the approval of my family and my wife, because it's a sacrifice.
Now you're in Philly all the time.
Yeah, so now I'm still living here, commuting back and forth, but we're going to be moving to get closer now, so it's a little easier. But yeah, now it's now there's some big goals I have ahead of myself.
Surely.
So,
and tell me something about Michael Vick that people might not know.
Something that they might not know. Well, they know a lot about him. What I would say, what they may think they know but don't truly believe would be, a lot of people will say, is he really changed? Is he really changing? And I can wholeheartedly say that he is, and he has. And I was there with him, and seen it happen. I've been there, so I know that everything that he's saying is true, and he's determined to be a better person, to be a better quarterback, and to be a better teammate. And the biggest challenge in all aspects of it is to do it consistently. And I know he will.
You played that position. That he missed that time and came back and is doing the things he's doing. How freakishly awesome is that? Yeah,
it's amazing. It really is. I mean, everything and how big of a story that it is, and that it was, and that it's going to be. As long as he's involved, it's always going to be something that surprises people. And and no matter who it is or what it is, you're going to always have your naysayers and your doubters. But as long as you have a strong foundation around you, which is what he has now, you'll win in the end. And hopefully, it involves some Super Bowls, and then, but more importantly, it involves him being able to stay on that path that he's doing right now, and I truly believe that that's going to happen, and he'll stick with it. But time will tell. But what a superb athlete, great person. What I take away is just how good of a person he is. He's great person. I truly mean that.
Two more. Now that you're in this, like you said, you didn't know this is what you were going to be doing. Do you foresee yourself climbing up the coaching ranks, being a coordinator, being an assistant coordinator, just working up that way? If you like what you're doing,
do
you see yourself doing that?
I hope so. Yeah, that would be the ultimate goal. But again, I kind of relate it to like these kids here tonight. Going from the big fish in in the small pond to the small fish in the big pond.
Right.
You got to work your way, and
Sure.
so the goal, is ultimately that. But I have so far to go, and but I couldn't be around a better bunch of coaches to learn from with some of the guys that we have. I'm learning every single day, and I, talking to some of these coaches tonight at this banquet, just it's amazing how much you can learn every day. So to be able to move up that ladder and do it is my goal, but I know it's going to take time, and I need to be patient.
Last one. You miss playing?
You
pick up a ball every day. You know you do. Come on now.
Well, I'm able to get involved. That was one of the neat things last year, was I'm able to go out there and put in extra work with the Jason Avants and the different guys out there, where we can get some extra work after practice. And so that's the fun part for me too. It's like a little bit of recess for being able to get out there. And I definitely miss playing, but at the same time, that chapter's over, and it's a new chapter for me, and I honestly cannot be happier.
If Arena was not locked out or whatever happened there, would you still be playing?
Realistic, if that lockout never occurred in the Arena League, I'd still be playing. But then you look back and you say, well, that what a negative that happened. But then there's always a silver lining, and now that I know what's going on in my life, in my career, I would have never been able to guess that 5 years ago that this was going to happen. But I'm very happy now and excited, and like I said, I got out of there with no injuries, no major injuries, and now I can just use some of that. The stories that I went through and the experiences I had to help make me a better coach.
Everything that's happened with you has happened like for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's been a good thing in the end.
It has.
The way you look at it right now?
Yeah, I do.
Really.
I do. And my close-knit family that has been with me from the start. And my wife we've been together for a long time, so she's seen the trial and tribulations, and it's like you said, there's a lot of peaks and valleys, and we've gone a couple years ago, we went through some valleys, and now it's a peak. We just want to keep it going, but it's fun, and that's what it's all about. And that's the biggest thing, is understanding that it's not a job. It's and that's what I found myself a couple years ago, was wondering, I really liked what I was doing, but was I passionate about it? And now every single day when I make that commute to the NovaCare, I'm 100% passionate.